The narcissist smirk, when you can be having a conversation about something or a disagreement about something, or something can have happened in your life that's made you upset, and you can be discussing it with them, and for a moment it almost freezes you because you catch that half smile on their face that makes you feel uneasy, that makes you question what on earth that look was about. So this video is going to explain a little bit more about the narcissist smirk. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw, and this channel is all about the narcissistic personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be or have been dealing with within your life, how to handle those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to try and find what works for you to recover from narcissistic abuse and live a much happier life. If you do find the information on this channel helpful, please do subscribe. The narcissist smirk is a micro expression when they just have that little half, can't do it. If I'm feeling shy, I can do it. They have that little half smile on the face where they almost look pleased with themselves without obviously looking pleased. That covert way where there's that involuntary flash of how they are feeling on the inside actually shows on the outside. As it's only a flash, as they don't tell us how they are genuinely feeling, we don't always recognise what that little micro expression is genuinely telling us. That maybe. Not every smirk comes from a narcissist, but most narcissistic people do smirk. People who are feeling shy or embarrassed can also smirk. Survivors of narcissistic abuse or people that have been exploited in some way or treated unjustly in some way can also smirk when they don't show their true feelings, because they have that empathy and do actually care for the other person, but also because they understand that justice has been served to somebody that treated them wrong. They can also smirk, but not in a malice way like a narcissist would, because if that person hadn't have done something within the first place, there would be no need for justice. So survivors of narcissistic abuse can smirk when they hear that the narcissist past has caught up with them, that karma has finally reached the narcissist. They can smirk. Most people, if they take it a step too far, would feel guilty, but for a moment they can feel pleased that finally the narcissist has had their comeuppance. With a narcissist, a smirk is an entirely different thing, because often behind that smirk somebody hasn't done anything to deserve that smirk. The narcissist's own feelings of malice or contempt towards another person, who is often the innocent party, who has often just not done what the narcissist wanted them to do. There's several reasons a narcissist will smirk, or several moments you might have seen a narcissist smirk, and these are: number one, when they are purposefully trying to deceive somebody, or they have purposefully deceived somebody, and the narcissist believes they have gotten away with it, when they are telling outright lies and believe they're getting away with it, and the other person accepts that lie as a truth, and you might see for a moment that smirk on the narcissist's face. Two, when they see someone in pain, and this can be pain from an external source, or this can be pain that the narcissist has caused in some way, because the narcissist will believe that the pain you are suffering will be your fault in some way. If they've had to punish you because you didn't do as the narcissist said, they believe that pain is on you, not on them. They don't agree with the fact that they hurt your feelings. They believe you hurt them yourself, whereas you wouldn't go around hurting someone else's feelings. You can recognise that, oh, if someone did that to me, that would hurt my feelings, so I'm not going to do that to them. A narcissist sees it as, you didn't do as I said, so you've hurt my feelings, therefore I'm going to hurt your feelings, and when you're feeling hurt, I'm going to feel smug about it. Which is when you'll see that involuntary flash of a smirk, because most narcissists work in a covert way. They have different personality types. They rotate around different techniques. They do almost read from the same book because they are all suffering with the same personality disorder. They all have those similar traits running within the background. And often they want to sabotage other people to feel better within themselves. So if something negative's happened towards you, even if the narcissist didn't cause it, if that makes the narcissist feel better about themselves, you might see that involuntary flash of the smirk on their face. 3, when they are rejecting your thoughts, your feelings or opinions, when they are baiting you into that argument, when they are twisting events to cause you frustration, to cause you anger, to cause you resentment. And the more you get confused, the more they see that pain within your face, the more pleased the narcissist actually gets that they are getting at you, that they are baiting you, that they are invalidating your feelings, that they are shaming you as a person to feel better about themselves. If your opinion, if your belief doesn't match theirs, instead of listening to your opinion and taking on your point of view and perhaps sticking to their own point of view, but understanding that you see things differently, as you would with somebody, if you don't agree with them, you can at least understand that they see things differently, or you might not understand the entirety of the situation, so you're going to step away and understand that that is who they are as a person, agree to disagree. With a narcissist, if you don't agree with them, they are going to try and provoke those emotions, those feelings within you to take you down as a person. Narcissistic people are very good at saying, nobody can make you feel that way. When actually, yes, people have feelings. This is why we have feelings, so that we understand how we would feel if someone would do something to us and not do it to that other person. With a narcissist, their feelings don't work on the same level that we do. We try to raise people up to feel better about ourselves. We try to help each other out. We try to work with people. Narcissistic people work against people. They try to pull people down to feel better about themselves. They are filled with negativity, and negativity does breed negativity. The more time you spend around these people, the more their negative views of the world will bring you down. That's not to say that negative things don't happen in the world, where you would get people to support each other through negative times, to try and find the things to be grateful for, so that they don't end up suffering with depression, so that they don't end up suffering with things like anxiety, because it's very easy to have these things in the world in which we live in. A narcissist will make sure they bring that anxiety out within you, they bring that depression out within you, so that they feel better about who they are as a person. They lack the empathy to genuinely care about who you are as a person. 4, when you stand up for yourself, when you set a boundary, when you believe boundaries are individual from person to person, but if by saying yes to somebody else is saying no to yourself, it needs to be a no. Narcissists are like toddlers in an adult's body. They don't like no, they like pushing at the boundaries, and they will push and push and push until they get what they want. And once they've got what they wanted, you might see that smirk. If they don't get what they want, they might try to punish you. And when they've punished you and they see that you're in pain, that's when you might see that glimpse of their smirk. 5, if you were to ask them about something that you know they have done, and you might have facts and evidence, you might not have facts and evidence, you might just want some form of closure, an apology, some truth to fall out of their mouth for once. They will not give you this. They will blame shift, they will project, they will bait you into an argument, they will provoke you, they will use whatever they can to get that build-up of anger and resentment within you, or gaslight you so that you feel confused. And you might see that smirk once you're in that state where you're feeling confused. That smirk might come across their face, or when they've baited you into reacting so that they can twist it all around and blame you for your reactions to escape responsibility for their behaviour, that's when they will calm down and you will see that smirk on their face, because they know that they can twist it then, that you will feel the guilt, that you will feel the shame, and that they can play on your emotions and toy with your emotions to meet a need of their own. Then that boundary that you might have said no to because you're feeling guilty about something else, they can guilt trip you into breaking down that boundary. And if they break down that boundary, you will see that smirk across their face. 6, when they are playing those mind games, and those mind games are working, when they believe they've got one up on you, is often when you will see that smirk across their face. 7, when they've taken advantage of you or somebody else, when they've taken advantage and they believe they have gotten away with it, you can see that smirk. And 8, within that smear campaign, if they know that they are potentially destroying your life, whether they are or not, if they think they are, and they're using that mass smear campaign against you, and you might bump into them, you might see that smirk across their face, that smug look that's almost irritating, because they believe they're getting away with their toxic behaviour. It's that conceited expression across their face, that smug look that most people with empathy would like to wipe off an abusive person's face, because they shouldn't be getting away with the abuse they are doing to other people. Abuse is abuse, there is no excuse. And that smirk is an offensive smugness. If we react to that smug look, if we react to that smirk, that's when they'll smirk all the more, because they know they've just baited you further into their games, that when they're forever playing those mind games with you. The best way to handle a narcissist, because one of the traits is requires excessive attention. They believe they are entitled to have special attention. They are arrogant enough to believe they are special, and they are preoccupied with themselves. So when they're no longer getting the attention from people, this is the thing that annoys narcissistic people the most, often why they will seek to destroy people and play those mind games and play those smear campaigns to try and bring people back into their games, to try and get that attention. A narcissist does prefer positive attention. They do prefer that admiration. Most people want positive attention. Nobody likes negative attention. However, with a narcissist, if they cannot get positive attention, they will accept negative attention. As to them, attention is attention. This is when they will blame you for the things they are doing, but they will be pleased that they are getting at you. So a narcissist smirk is a malicious, almost mocking look, and sometimes it's used to intimidate people. Without the narcissist even realising it, it is what the narcissist is feeling on the inside, showing up for a millisecond on the outside. It's when they feel contempt, as they lack the empathy to care for people. They lack the respect for other people. They lack mutual understanding of other people. They're not interested in other people's feelings, needs. They're only interested in their own. The smirk is a form of disobedience. It's when they actually have an intense, or can have an intense dislike towards somebody. So they're showing that smirk when they believe they've got one over on somebody, or when they feel pleasure in someone else's pain. So when you see somebody smirking, you can't say just because somebody smirks that they are a narcissist. You do have to look for patterns of behaviour on what is actually behind that smirk. If someone is feeling embarrassed, or if someone is feeling shy, you would know within yourself, because you would possibly want to go and comfort that person and make them feel less embarrassed or less shy, because you know how you'd feel if you'd been embarrassed in one way or another, or if you were feeling shy in a given situation. Whereas with a narcissist, when they are not being there for you on an emotional level, when you are crying in pain, when you have lost a loved one, and they're talking all about how they lost a loved one 10 years ago, which yes is equally painful, but where most people could have a two-way conversation and someone would relate to the pain. It is very difficult, because when you've lost a loved one, people don't always know the right thing to say. But most people would try and help you through that. A narcissist will want to take you away from what you're going through, not help you through what you're going through, and bring the attention back on to themselves, not for that two-way conversation, just because they want the attention on themselves. So it's that pattern of behaviour. Are they genuinely there for you when you need them, or are they only there for you when they need to exploit you in some way, when they need to meet you to meet a need of theirs? Is there that give and take, or do they only ever give if they have something to take? But do they care for your feelings, or do they use your feelings to prod and poke away at you, to pull you down? Do they respect who you are as a person? Do they lift you up as a person, or do they try and shame you? We've all done things that perhaps we shouldn't have done. Life is a learning curve, but do they use these things against you as leverage of some way to exploit you, to put that fear into you, to control who you are as a person? So although many people can smirk, not every smirk comes from a narcissistic person. It is all down to that pattern of behaviour. If anyone has a situation where they've seen the smirk on a narcissist person's face to help raise awareness with other people, please do drop it into the comments. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope everyone has an amazing day. Bye.